Good afternoon, YouTube. Today we are actually going to talk about how to fully take apart the AR-15. Now this is very simple to take apart. So just stay tuned. We're actually also talk about how to take apart the bolt carrier group. Alright, so the first things first when it comes to taking apart the AR-15 is you're going to want to flip it over. And find the point where there's two little buttons right here and right here. I usually pop the back one out first, go to the other side, pull it out, and you can break it apart.
Make sure the bolt is forward.
Yeah, make sure the bolt's forward. That's what I didn't do there. Anyways, once you have the bolt forward, well, actually taken apart, you can actually pull the bolt straight out. Go ahead and sit it down. Mine's currently really dirty, so I'm going to be cleaning it in this process too. Take out your charging handle. Set that down, and those are those two parts. Push this here. Same thing as on the other side. Flip it back over. And pull it out. Now you've got your lower all taken apart. And then you have your upper separate from that. That makes things a lot easier to clean all the way down the barrel. And you can actually go ahead and oil all your springs and your trigger mechanism. Now that said, I'm actually going to turn it over to Tyler, and he's going to show you how to take apart the bolt carrier group.
Alright, so with this bolt carrier group, you're going to want to start with this little pin right here. I just used a little doogie that came with my torch, because you just need something small, just kind of pry in there, because the pin has a little hook on there. Once you pull that pin out, it'll come out and just glides right out. From there, if I remember correctly, this is where your firing pin will just slide right out. And you can see this one is fairly, it should be like a chromy shine to it. So we'll need to clean it. Next, what you'll need to do is since you pulled out your firing pin, this little block is normally turned like just close to that, but you're going to turn it sideways. After you turn it sideways, you're going to make sure your bolt is pushed all the way in, and you're just going to pull the pin out, which sometimes can be difficult if you don't have nails like me, but the pin will fall just out if you turn it upside down. Pull it out, and then after you do that, the bolt comes right on out, and voila, you have taken apart your bolt carrier group. Now take off the little gas tube thing up here. All you gotta do is just undo those Allen bolts, but those look like they're I don't even know which call you tapped in there, so probably not gonna be able to do that, but you really don't need to either. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to reassemble the bolt and carrier group for the AR-15.
Now we have it all cleaned up.
It's all nice and oily. Now on your actual bolt right here, this is going to go back into it, but when it's in the carrier. But the tricky part is one of these sides is made to where it holds the bottom of this, and one side it lets it in. So you're going to have to make sure you can find that side. Like this side right now, it will not let you go in it. So that will trip you up and make you think you're doing something weird, when in reality all you need to do is just go from the opposite side where it slides back in. So now that you get the gist that this is the side that needs to have the hole upwards on your carrier group, which means that, see that hole right there? That's where that stud's going to stick in. So you'll stick this back in there ever so like that. Make sure you're sticking the stud back in sideways, and it should fall right back into place just like that. See? Now it's like that. Now, for the firing pin to go into it, you have to turn it back horizontally, I believe. Yeah, horizontally. And pull it all the way out. Like that, your firing pin. And that is a clean firing pin, along with my dirty fingers. So I probably just ruined his clean firing pin. But it'll slide right back in there, and boop, just like that. Now, take this little hole, take the pin, shove it back in there. Should just kind of fall back into place. Yep, it'll fall back into place. You just gotta twist a little bit sideways, and then voila, your bolt and carrier group is back together.
Alright, so now that she's got that all put back together for you, I'm actually going to show you how to put it fully back into the gun and back together. Now, first thing you're going to actually do is make sure it's all oiled up. Nice and oiled, and rub it all in there because you're already going to have to rewash your hands, so what does it matter? Get a little bit more oil on your hands. Now, the first thing I usually do, I go ahead and put my charging handle back in there. This is kind of hard. I usually put it in there and then slide it back and it'll click into place. Set the charging handle back in there. Now to put the bolt in at the same time, flip it over, pull that back a little bit, and stick the bolts in there. Inside of, you got to put the gas tube basically into the charging handle. Once you line that up, make sure this piece is all the way forward. That always tends to happen too. So that's all the way forward. Line it up in the charging handle and slide it back together. My door popped open, so close that up. Go ahead and sit that back down, and then to line these up, you just put the front pin in. I usually do it one at a time. You can do them both at the same time, but that just makes things too difficult. Push that on through, pull it back, and pop the other side in. Alright, and that's how you disassemble and reassemble an AR-15 and the bolt carrier group inside of it. If you guys like this video, go ahead and throw a like below. If you guys want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. And right next to it, there's actually a little bell. You can actually push that to be notified when we post new videos. If you guys want to see any particular weapon, we have a wide array of weaponry that we can actually take apart for you guys. So go ahead and throw that in the comment section, and we'll work on getting that taken care of for you. And other than that, you guys have a great day, YouTube.